What's up, y'all? I want to give y'all 5 mistakes that people make when hiring with their service business as I head back from dropping these kids off from school this morning. And before I get into these 5 mistakes that people make, first let me tell you I am AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network, and I am the Cleaning Business GOAT. Been helping people all over the world start, grow, and scale cleaning companies for, years and years and years. All right, right here on YouTube, free game, as well as through my company, Clean Biz Network. All right, but anyway, let's go to get into these 5 things. With freestyling it off the top of my head as I scurry through this morning traffic this morning. So the first thing is this. First mistake people make is hiring under the table. And people think that, when you first get started, you don't know what you're doing a lot of times. And so you just get somebody to help you clean a building, and you don't know what paperwork to give them. You don't know nothing. All you know is, hey, I'm going to send you to go do this job, and I'm going to pay you X amount, and y'all probably doing it in cash. And you like, it don't really matter. If we do it in cash, the government don't know, etc., right? But here's the biggest problem with doing that. Number one, if you do not report how much you're paying somebody else, whether it's a W-2 employee or whether it's a 1099 contractor, if you're paying somebody else, you should report that payout, because if you don't report it, guess who's getting taxed for it? You are. All right, so that's the purpose of reporting it in the first place. Is the main thing is so that you're not taxed on that income that you're not even actually taking home. All right, so for example, just to make sure you understand that clearly, if your company has a $1,000 contract, and let's just say you're paying out somebody else $700 to do it, if you don't report the fact that you paid somebody else $700 to do that job and you only kept $300 out of their $1,000, well, the government's going to tax you on the $1,000, even though really, if you would have reported it, you would have only got taxed on the $300 that you actually kept. Okay, so make sure you're reporting it. So now it's like, okay, well, do I pay? Should they be a W-2 employee or should they be a 1099 contractor? And that's something that you got to consider and figure out before you proceed to get to hiring, which I won't cover that in this video, but I got plenty of other videos on this channel talking about that. All right, and if you want me to do another one, drop a comment below and I'll go into that on whether you should do W-2 employees or 1099 contractors and what distinguishes the two. All right, but that's the first mistake, is paying people under the table. All right. The second mistake that I see people make, and I was notorious for this in the beginning, which was being too friendly with people. All right, like not being serious about the job. I'm showing people shortcuts on how to make the job go faster. I'll tell you this, people are going to find their shortcuts anyway. So when you training somebody how to do a job, or you hiring somebody, you showing them what they're responsible for doing, do not show them the shortcut way. All right, they're going to do that automatically on their own. You show them the most detailed, every single thing that they got to do from day one, and be strict and serious about it from day one. All right, lay down the law from day one, because if you come in there and you try to be all lax and you try to be cool balls, I'm telling you, you're setting yourself up to get run over, all right, and not respected. So come in from day one, not trying to be their friend, but to be their boss, all right? And so, me personally, I would always lay out the law from the beginning, from the job posting. I would say how, if you ain't prepared to work, then do not apply. You know what I mean? I would put all of that stuff in there. I would describe the job position sometimes a little bit worse than what it actually is. Then we get on the phone interview, I would make sure that they got a good understanding of what exactly they're applying for, what the pay schedule is, all of that good stuff ahead of time. So that way when we get to the in-person interview, now it's more so I'm really just filling you out to see what you look like, what you smell like, that type of stuff before I bring you into this job that I'm about to put you in. All right, but I just want to give y'all that heads up. All right, now the next mistake that people make is hiring the first person that just comes to mind. So first come, first serve, whoever they can get, they just throw that person in there. So it's usually a family member, it's a cousin or a brother or a mother or a father, whoever, right? It's just the first person you got that you're just trying to get some work to, and you're just trying to get this work off. So you hiring the very first person instead of actually holding interviews, instead of actually having a long list of candidates that you can pull from and vet out. You know what I mean? So that is a huge mistake, and that's why when people be like, oh, well, subcontracting don't work, or oh, don't nobody want to work, or oh, they don't never, can't trust workers, you got to do everything yourself if you want it done right. Well, the reason 9 times out of 10 that people go through that is because y'all ain't actually vetting the workers in the first place. You just throwing the first person you see in there versus having a lineup of candidates. That's why they say always be hiring. You always got to have applications on file. always, if you're doing a 1099 contract, have a vendors list. Always be partnering up, looking for new people to subcontract under you, and have these people handy and know where they're located, so that way you can put them in locations that they're close to, right? And so always, like, don't just always just go to the first person that comes to mind. You know what I mean? Somebody come to you, ooh, I want to work for you, and you just put them in there. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of a recipe for disaster. Can that work out? It can work out, but does it usually work out? Probably not. You know what I mean? So, and that kind of goes along with being too friendly. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times you being friendly because, oh, that's just my cousin. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, if you running a real business and you trying to build this thing up, you can't be just their cousin. You got to be respected as their boss from day one. You got to lay down the law from day one. And then if you do that, a lot of times you come in with that serious demeanor, going back into the second mistake. If you come in with that serious demeanor from day one, now if you start to get a little bit cool as they build rapport with you, they will know still not to cross you, because you done laid down the law from day one. So they already seen how you can be. So they already know, all right, well, I won't go too far. Even though this person cool, I won't go too far, because, they'll fire my ass. All right. So that's the third thing, man. Stop hiring the very first person that come to mind, first person available. Actually vet your candidates. All right. All right. The fourth mistake that people make is not paying properly. All right. And so not paying properly can go a lot of different ways. Some of y'all are paying by the hour. Let me start with that one first. You can't pay by the hour in the cleaning industry, because we are cleaning based on performance, not necessarily based on by the hour. So if you got like a day porter position, then that's different. You can pay by the hour because it's a set time frame that the person has to be there. But if we talking commercial cleaning after hours or residential cleaning, you cleaning houses, typically if you pay by the hour, then guess what? The cleaner can milk the clock on you. You know what I mean? So they can take as long as they want to take, and then that'll mess up the budget for you. You know what I mean? Or if they go too fast, then it's like, it might not seem like it's worth the money. So most of the time you're gonna have to either pay by a set rate by the job, or you're gonna have to pay a percentage. You know what I mean? So y'all agree on what percentage of the contract that you'll pay out. But a lot of y'all, and also to go along with that, not paying properly, is some of y'all are underpaying, and we already know what's the biggest motivator for people to go to get a job in the first place is money. Nobody's dreamed of being a fucking cleaner as a kid. 9 times out of 10, when they say they grow up, what I want to do when I grow up is I want to be a cleaner. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure you're paying these people properly and well enough to make them want to actually show up to work, because it's not like they living out their dream job. You know what I mean? And then on the flip side, some of y'all trying to overpay. You know what I mean? You can't pay people $30 or $40 an hour for a cleaning job. You know what I mean? Because guess what? You probably ain't going to win no contracts trying to pay so much. And then on top of that, if you overpaying these people for something that's just simply the demand is not there for that. You know what I mean? And so just make sure you pay your people properly. I won't go too much further in that thing, and then I'm gonna give you the final thing, which is mistake number 5: improper training. All right, improper training. A lot of y'all are hiring. Again, you get the first person you come in there that you can find, you just throw them in there. Then you're looking for people who are experienced, and you say, oh, they got experience, and then you don't train them nothing. You just put them in the building or put them in the house, expect them to go clean, and then they get a horrible review, or they do bad, and then you blame them and say, oh, this person said they had experience, they did a bad job, etc., and you blaming them. But it's your company. What is your onboarding process like? You know what I mean? Again, did you vet these candidates before you even hired them? You know what I mean? What is the training process like? How long is your training process? Are you just giving them some type of manual to read that you got from ChatGPT? Are you just giving them some random video to watch that you got from YouTube? Or are you actually taking the time to sit down and train them sitting down, then walking them through the building or the home that you got them training? Are they partnering with somebody else or some type of team lead or a trainer or yourself? And you giving them, multiple days out the week or multiple weeks even through a training process? Like, what is your training process like? Do you even have one? Is there a SOP for it? You know what I mean? Do you got standard operating procedures to actually follow each time? Is it the same thing every single time you hire somebody, or you just winging it each time somebody comes through? You know what I mean? You got to have these things in place, and so you can't blame the cleaner when they're doing a poor job if you didn't train them properly. So that's absolutely a huge mistake that so many people are making, And so make sure you're not making that mistake as well. So that's my top 5 mistakes that people are making when it comes to hiring. And by the way, I'm gonna add this at the end because a lot of y'all are probably listening to this and like, okay, AJ, well, I don't hire W-2 employees. I hire 1099 contractors because that's what most of your videos told me to do, right? And it's also the most simple thing to do. So, but legally, I'm not allowed to train contractors. So how do you do that and, you know, follow these things that you're saying? Well, me personally, I found a way to get around that. And I do teach how you can get around training subcontractors in a legal way inside of my Clean Biz Automation program. So if you are interested in that, go to cleanbizuniversity.com/automation and I'll show you the legal way to get around training subcontractors under your cleaning company. But there is ways that you can do it, all right? But you can't necessarily train them for the particular job. But there is ways to make sure that they know how to properly clean and make sure that they're properly trained to perform the work. So that's what I got for y'all, man. Hopefully y'all like this video. If you got more tips you want to add when it comes to hiring, make sure you drop them in the comments to help somebody else out today. I'm AJ Simmons. I'm founder of the Clean Biz Network. If you like anything cleaning business related, make sure you go to cleanbiznetwork.app, www.cleanbiznetwork.app. And yeah, drop y'all comments, man. Let's talk about it in the comments below. Hit the like button, subscribe button, all of that good stuff. Share this channel, man. Let everybody know we over here. I'm AJ Simmons, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Thank y'all.